The opening shows two different scenes, and the music and the lighting give different feels. So when one is very hectic and intense as he's typing away on this computer, the other is more soft and romantic. They look like two different places, but we see they're actually the same place, and it's just the lighting has made them look so different in mood and tone. And what we see, she's packing, he's working. She's packing, he's working. It's clear she's decided to leave him. And at some point, we realize that he is not okay with it. His rapid typing to me represented his overworking, the need for him to slow down. And then we started to see those themes repeating in the dialogue. Her meticulous, slow packing to me represented that maybe she wasn't fully ready to go. And then the fact that they spent so much time talking as opposed to her just being out the door also made that clear to me too, that she really wanted to express how she felt. More that was more important than leaving right in that moment. She expresses to him that he's seemingly abandoned her as far as she's concerned and has put work before their relationship. And at this point, it is too late. A lot of use of symbolism in this. The use of the rain represents pain and her tears, her sadness. There's a really great rain wide shot where all we hear is the rain, and we see their argument in the wide, and we see him in one side of the room and her on one side of the room. On the other side of the room, rather, but the argument is drowned out. And all we hear is the sound of the rainwater, but we can see the passion of the argument in this wide shot. So that was a very interesting shot. And like, I loved how they would cut between that shot and the actual argument. We could hear the dialogue back to that shot. And I love the use of just the rain and the sound design overall.
Beautiful, beautiful cinematography. I really loved how they used smoke and fog effects with the lighting. Just made it all the more soft and glowing and pretty. I liked the difference in their two worlds at the beginning, especially. We had the music and the flowery, just natural earthiness that Gaia has in her world. And then as soon as we cut to the man in this relationship, you just hear this digital grating sound. It's darker, no music, it's just these sound effects. So I appreciated even just with the cut that these things change so drastically. I saw this as humans' relationship with Mother Earth and Mother Nature, especially since her name is Gaia, which means Earth, I believe. I liked how we had them standing in different lights, so the cinematography was really cool and creative there. We had her in the sort of yellower, almost like a dying light, and then he was in the blue light, and him struggling to breathe at the thought of her leaving him. You know, obviously, if Earth leaves us and we won't be able to breathe, we'll be without oxygen and we will perish. So yeah, just seeing their relationship and knowing that it's about humans and Earth. You can definitely find some Easter eggs in there for that. Just, you know, talking about the electric car, like, oh, I've done this to help Earth. Oh, but it's not enough. Like, it's the electric car is not going to save this relationship. So I thought that was really cool and interesting, and a little call to action for us when it comes to our environment.
You know, it started out as a standard argument between husband and wife, ended up being a discussion between the human race and planet Earth. Very cool. You know, so we kind of got a double statement on how we're supposed to treat people in relationships, but also how we're supposed to treat the Earth. You know, pay attention, respect, love, not just possession. You know, the metaphor, you know, holds up for both. So really nice job there. Great script, great idea. The photography was beautiful, you know, nice, you know, things such as when she's standing in the sunlight and he's kind of standing in the cool ocean of the house and they're arguing together. A lot of nice things like that are added a nice artistic brush to the canvas here. The two actors did a great job. They were very real. There was no affectation as to, oh, we're playing, you know, ideas. You know, they played human beings as they should, you know. So great job to the actors. They both were absolutely wonderful.
I thought that it had really powerful dialogue and really impressive performances. There was a lot of relatability in trying to leave a relationship and continuously getting pulled back in. I thought that there was a theme of love versus possession. So for her, she feels like she's just being controlled rather than loved, and that's why she needs to leave. And I think that that puts out an important message about leaving when you need to. And then with that comes like a theme of dependency, like on the man's side, feeling like he can't breathe without that person and how that affects him mentally and physically.
It's set design. The interior of the house has so much detail to it that you get a true sense of the lives that these two individuals have lived with one another. The second is the line reading, so the way that the dialogue is spoken, specifically by our female lead, is just quite eloquent and impassioned and elevates the language even further so that we can truly appreciate its significance. And thirdly is the little touch of mysticism that's present, especially in its conclusion.
The calm and sensual music framed with the girl versus the upbeat, fast tempo music with the guy. It's a perfect balance between the two's personalities. There's a moment in the film that I picked up that works really well, especially with what the film tries bringing across. The protagonist wears a sort of a low dress that reveals her shoulders, and the choices of the camera angles makes it seem as if she's naked. And like she mentions to her husband, he doesn't see her. And that was a perfect moment by letting the audience know by why you've chosen that costume for her. I enjoyed this unique take on on a love story by showing the toxicity side in a relationship when the one partner has almost no respect for the other. It's also quite interesting to see how much he suffers without her, barely able to breathe, but he still thinks that he shouldn't change. I love the final moments of the film when Andy mentions "what now," which is exactly what her intentions were, which is what the girlfriend's intentions were. What now? What will he do now that she's gone? This was a real fun and enjoyable short watch. The acting was amazing, the music choices were great, and overall the themes and the premise of this film were executed quite brilliantly.